Women to Tech, and today we will announce the Gender Gap Datathon. It is the Datathon of the very first winter of data. That is for women and by women. I'm extremely excited. All right, I will today go through the announcement and then also show you how to get started on GitHub. While we are starting, I will bring up the chat. Please, if you're watching this live or if you are watching the replay, put in the chat the city and country that you're watching from and roughly your time. So for example, for me, it would be San Jose, California, 6:31 a.m. So what is the Datathon? It is a hackathon using data. A hackathon is this extended period of hacking on a theme or a specific problem. For us, this is between January 21st and April 2nd. And if you are right here on this page, then you should see me live. I don't want to click it so that it doesn't get feedback. Why are we really doing this? Well, according to the World Economic Forum, we have closed the gender gap already by 68%. They have 4 categories and a total of 14 indicators where they look at country by country. I believe 144 countries have sufficient data for the World Economic Forum to track. Oh my gosh, I see you. Kate Ryan. How do I say this? Pomelo, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 8 a.m. Ramila. Wonderful. Hi, Ramila Aziz from Gal, Sri Lanka, 8 p.m. Amazing. Belle Princess, Egypt, 4:02 p.m. Oh, Nova Laurente from Manila, Philippines. Oh, wonderful. I've been there. Hello, 10:01 p.m. Welcome to you all. In fact, I will bring in the chat so that you can see here. Can I get a little B in the chat for a thumbs up if you can see your own chats? And I hope I can respond to you. Equals thumbs up. Oh, YouTube didn't do it. Twitch did it. Okay. So, let's have a look. Please look at the main Winter of Data page for the calendar. There's a Google Calendar and you can add it to your own by going to the bottom right. This is the source of truth for any live events. So if we're holding any office hours or any Q&As or helping you find teammates, then this is the time to come. Laura says thumbs up. Kathy Ziet says thumbs up. Wonderful. All of you seem to be on Facebook. Excellent. So down here, if you are unsure how to do this, under the calendar, oh, am I covering myself or can you see? It is covering, so let's move this. Right here, it says Google Calendar is where if you click, you can add it to your own. Here. Teams. So teams of 1 to 4 women may join. Can you join alone as a solo person? Of course you can. However, why wouldn't you take advantage of 29,000 plus women now online in our community? Plus, if you are on our Facebook, there are 170,000 followers. It takes a little effort to reach out and to find each other, but you have an international community right there. Let's do it. Men are unfortunately not allowed, but you may share, you may mentor, donate, and sponsor and hire. The links are there. So now we're coming to the announcement. I'm going to use GitHub Classroom, which we are eligible for as a nonprofit. And you will submit your data analysis and visualizations via Jupyter Notebook. 216 years, 217 years is what the World Economic Forum is forecasting it will take to close this remaining 32% of the gender gap. That's just way too slow. I mean, don't you want to see this closed in our lifetime? So for the prizes, we may have some other ones, but for now I can offer for the first prize VIP memberships for every person inside the group. Now for that you need to have a fantastic submission, a very high quality submission, equivalent to a publishable content material. And by that I don't mean blog post publishable, but World Economic Forum and academic publishable. The second prize will be gold membership for everybody in the team. That is a good effort, but maybe not quite the world-class quality that a academic journal would be able to accept. And third prize will be a 1 million mistake t-shirt like the one I'm wearing for everybody on the team. I hope this was a trial run, so there's only a few of these, but I hope in your size I'll have one. We do reserve the right to award multiple teams in each category if there are, or not to award any if there isn't sufficient quality. If you would like to hire or know somebody who would be interested in sponsoring or taking part as a company, please see the sponsorship deck or share it with them. And now, let's jump in. Hi, Leah Feinstein, buena vida. Are there any questions so far? Awesome, there's 56 of you. Please type in if you're new, where are you watching from and what time it is for you. So, I don't know. For example, the way Ramila said it, how do we pronounce it? Galle? Gaye. Sri Lanka, 8 p.m. Or Minneapolis, Minnesota, 8 a.m. Okay, let's jump in. I'm going to share this link at the end of this video. The Gender Gap Datathon is quite detailed, so I can't go through this in half an hour, but we will hold regular office hours. What's most important is to have a positive energy and a few things to keep in mind. The Datathon is here to strengthen the community, to give a chance for advanced users to create new portfolio items and use that to land better jobs and better opportunities, and for beginners to get involved. The hardest thing actually is to welcome newcomers. And since there are only 4 of us, and we are a nonprofit running on a shoestring here, and there are 29,000 of you, it really only works if we help each other, if you help each other. We have about 400 self-identified advanced and about 2,000 self-identified intermediate coders. So if you have the skill, it is your chance to mentor. You don't need my permission to be kind and to help others. And as one of our mentors said very well during Summer of Code, you learn 10 times more when you have to teach a concept than when you're just doing it. Lovely internationalism. Jenny Price is from Vancouver, Canada, 6:08 a.m. Good morning. Nawal Siripatana from Thailand, 9:38 p.m. Bandana Singh from Nepal. Oh my gosh, wonderful. 8:25 p.m. This is open only for VIP and Gold members. For No, the Datathon is completely open to everybody, including the free DIYers. Very good question. Great question, Ferial. And the way to tell, by the way, is, if that's not clear, is to go back. I really tried to keep this page up to date. So if you look at the Winter of Data 2019 page, you will you should see how it works. The Datathons are open for everyone and are free, so anybody can join and submit. Okay. Also, the Monday classes are free for everybody. So if you're a DIYer, come and watch the Monday morning classes every other week. So topics 1 through 5, because you can learn a lot. I basically foreshadow the rest of the week. We just don't get all the interaction and you don't get all the content, but you know the topics. Okay, thumbs up for that. So question, here's a quiz for you. Who can join the Datathons? Everyone is option A. I mean, every DIYer is option A. B, only go in the VIP. So is it A or B? Please type it in. Yes, Jenny, it changed 6:30 to a smile. So A or B, who can join the Datathon? Option A for everybody at 1 million women to tag. Option B if it's only for gold and VIPers. Please type it in. Okay. Yes, Bianca, wonderful. Amel, awesome. Thank you. It's just good to have that interaction. This is the difference between just a pre-recorded YouTube video and us interacting. The first time Datathon can be often overwhelmed. If this is your first time Datathon, can you please type in first type? C? What's C, Katie? Tell me about C. She's cheeky. The first time, if this is your first time, participants can be often overwhelmed when it comes to finding the project to work on. It might not know how to relate your own skill to the sort of project being worked on. Knowing how to be useful is a skill in itself. So mothers of community and dear mentors, this is something that we can do is to make sure everybody has something to do. It takes some time, but you have 3 months, so please don't panic. Officially every other week is called a Datathon, but actually it's open the whole time. Okay, cool. Now, how do we get started? If you have your own project idea, okay, and you would like to pitch it to others, I've created a group forum here. If you go into the DIY groups, you will see under the forums, and by the way, you can get there from here, from groups. By default, the DIY group is open to everybody, so it's open to the free DIYers, it's open to gold and VIPs, and you can go in here and see the post. So let me just give you this link. If you would like to pitch your own Datathon project, please post your brief here. We are giving you guidance on how to detail it. So it's under DIY group, under forums, and then if you go into the forum about the Gender Gap Datathon project. Let me just see if I can do the whole navigation. I'm curious now. If you can see this, please give me a thumbs up. So groups, DIY, there's 270 members in it, but about 3,000 of you already inside the website. And then in the forum section, 4 topics, and you see I've pinned it to the top, so you should see Datathon project briefs. Cool. And you add your own by adding a reply, and you can reply to replies. So this is the first thing you want to do if you want to join somebody else. If you're interested in someone else's project, it's helpful to answer with these details: your name, your Discord name, job title. Are you new to Datathons? What kind of hacker are you? Which Datathons are you interested in? How did you hear about them? Special needs or requests? Okay. Oh, I need to set this. I need to change this. It's actually 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 individuals will form a project. And this week, during our regular Friday mission update, you will have your chance. You'll have a 1 minute to explain your pitch if you have an idea for a project. Otherwise, I'm also offering you pre-made data sets that you can work on. Okay? Cultivating good projects is really important. There has to be one leader, one stakeholder, one project leader, and you need to clearly articulate what you want to work on. It must be attainable. It should be easy to onboard newcomers, and it should have projects that are ready to go for beginners. It must be led by a stakeholder, someone who can guide, and it must be organized. So you can use this as a checklist and post your own. Ramila, are you thinking of any projects? Or if you have an idea for a project you would like to do, can you type in, I have an idea? There's a great resource that I included here for you. It's the Google Summer of Code Defining Projects. So you can take a look here. Okay, now if you don't have your own project idea, or you would just like to join our theme, which is the gender gap, then I'm going to talk about that now. So a theme datathon is when there is a specific problem, and here we're going to talk about the gender gap. We will be mostly focusing on the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report. Your step one would be to look at that and get familiar with it. This Global Gender Gap Index is made up of various statistics and data sources pulled together. They have 4 fundamental categories and 14 sub-indices, 14 indicators that make up these sub-indices. Okay? These 4 categories are economic participation, education, health, and political power, empowerment. So whenever you see a score that is close to 1, it means we have equality or parity. And whenever a score is low, near 0, it means it's inequality. So I included a set of data sources for you to look at, but you're not limited. You're not limited to these. There are many others that you can use. The only thing that is important is whatever data source you use. For example, if you bring your own, you must be allowed to publish these results. Step 3, here are the challenges. I have an advanced, an intermediate, and a beginner challenge. The advanced challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to create your own indicator. So there are 14 indicators right now at the World Economic Forum. Create the 15th one on what you think is correct. If you see here, this is the Global Gender Gap Report 17. We can look at an economy such as, let's look at United States. Okay, and here are the 4 indicators. You see that we're doing all right on education and health, and we have to make progress here on the economy side and a lot of progress on politics. Let's have a this is very similar in every country, but of course the details are slightly different. Here's Nepal. We can look at Sri Lanka. And you can also see where your country falls on the continuum of countries. Minneapolis, Egypt. Let's look at Egypt. We had Belle Princess from Egypt. Okay. So Egypt is on the scale of countries. Out of 144 countries, Egypt is 134th. So I'm really, really, really welcoming Belle Princess, and I'm so glad you're here. Well done. And Philippines, we had Nova Laurente from Philippines. Philippines is doing quite well. You rank number 10 out of 144 with a score of 0.79. So you are 0.21 away from full parity. The good news is, in education, we've reached it. We actually, in many places, have more than parity now with men. More women are educated in developed countries on the tertiary level, on the university level, than men. Okay, so get familiar with this, then look at the data sources and create your own indicator as your challenge. Now, you could take just 1 day or 2 days to do this. You could take a week to do this. You could take the whole 3 months to do this, or you could spend a whole PhD thesis writing this. It is that deep. So it is your skill to decide how deep you want to go. How many data sources do you want to pull in? Do you want to do it globally? Do you want to do it just for a country? As long as your write-up is intelligent, it has good visualizations, we will accept it. Cool. Can I get some thumbs up for that, if it's clear? The intermediate challenge is to choose just a specific country, okay? You can choose your own country, or you can choose a country where you can find lots and lots of data through their statistics bureau. And to predict when the economic gender pay gap will be closed. So I would like to know in how many years in that country we will get to parity. In other words, if this is the global answer from World Economic Forum. This is their prediction. If the rate of change continues the way it is now, it will take 217 years. The intermediate question is to calculate this for one specific country and show your work. How did you come to this result? Why did you estimate what you estimated? If you say we will close the gender gap globally by 2050 with 1 million women to tech, and here's how we're going to do it, and you give us a proposal, you bet I'm going to give you huge marks. Excellent. Beginner challenge. I've also added a couple of data files, CSV files from the Summer of Code. I will show you that are very simple and are easy to plot. So if you're a beginner, then your challenge is to plot and analyze these pre-registrations from Summer of Code 2018 by date and by country. I have tips for you talking about the courses. Here is a detail on sponsorship if you know any company that might be interested. The benefit to you is that once we have raised the annual budget, then everything can be open and done for free. So right now we have a separation. So we have the DIY, we have Gold, and we have VIP courses. But if the nonprofits funding have been met, then we can just do everything openly. Code of conduct. Historically speaking, technology events haven't been the most welcoming to women and minorities. We need to change that, and we can change that. The fact that you are here means you are changing that. So I'll add the link to the Major League Hacking Code of Conduct. Happy hours. I would need some mothers of community to hold happy hours throughout the week. So I think we sent out a Google form to you, mothers of community, requesting your availability. And we would give you a Zoom meeting that you could log into and host a get-together for up to 100 participants. That's what our subscription allows. There are little breakout rooms possible in Zoom, and this way I understand during Summer of Code it wasn't, even though you are together in Discord, somehow the group formation wasn't easy. So I'm looking for mothers of community hold office hours or happy hours at different time zones so that people can get together. Now to communication channels. Official communications, I must say, are only through the DIY forum. Okay, so through this forum here in the 1millionwomentotech.com or Discord. Here's the Discord invite link if you haven't joined yet for free. This is our chat channel. I must say that we are only 4 of us. We prioritize the VIP and Gold. If we have energy, we will also go into the DIY forum and try to help you. Otherwise, then it's mothers of community. Please help each other. So VIP and Gold members, we still have the Kartra website until we completely move over. However, a full-featured help desk system is coming to the WordPress site. Until then, please use your Kartra help desk support tickets. Those are the ones we are prioritizing. DIYers, once a day I check the FAQs. So if you do have a question, the best thing to do is to go to the Winter of Data 2019 FAQ. It's a Google document, and anybody with the link can comment on it. Project pitches. We will keep the Datathon open, but the earlier you pitch, the more chance you have of attracting teammates. So every Friday at 10 a.m. during the mission update, we will have a project pitches section. Schedule. Okay, so we open today. I also wanted to say that the daily data is released 1 lesson at a time. So if you cannot access the probability or the further down courses, that's because we release 1 at a time. Now here's a checklist for you. Make sure that you have created your profile, read the program detail, watch the onboarding video, subscribe to the calendar, read the project briefs if there are anybody, if you want to join others. Come to the mission update, and well, actually every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, if you can be awake during that time. It's 4 hours later than now, so depending on your time zone. But that is the time to do your pitches, form your teams, and now let's go to this. You can get your data from the GitHub Classroom, okay? And the GitHub Classroom here will allow you to create a team. If you want your own team and you want to be a team leader, then please create it yourself. Otherwise, first connect with people on Discord and the forum, get the team name, and then join them. Because once you select the team, you won't be able to change. That is because one repository is created per team, one private repo, okay? So it will be private to your team. And in that, you will see the data set. Let's take a quick look at the data, and then I'm done for the day. So we will take a look at your data. For beginners, we have the pre-registrations by day and the World Cup. So pre-registrations by day will give you a date, a cumulative number of how many women signed up, and the daily change. Oops, I'm covering a little bit here. That's better. Okay, so, and your task as a beginner for this Datathon is to plot this and analyze it. Do you see any patterns? Is there anything strange? Is there anything of interest? And if you would like, how long would it take to reach the mission of 1 million if we continue growing at this rate? I've also included the country by country breakdown. This doesn't have dates in it. This has, oh, there's a little, Åland Islands, there's a little encoding problem here. That's very interesting. Okay, so what you will see here is the number of learners from that country, the population of this country according to Wikipedia, and a score which is dividing the number of learners by the number of millions. You can recalculate the score if you'd like. This gave us an idea of how active a certain country was. And the same thing, you can plot this, analyze it, and describe the data in a Jupyter notebook. If you're a bit more, let's say you're intermediate, I have also included for you some raw data in a CSV file from the previous global gender gap. So this is from World Economic Forum, but a year prior. Okay, this is not for the beginners. If you're intermediate, this is something that you, or advanced, this is something that you can play with. Okay. So it includes countries and then several sub-indices and changes over time. Oops, sorry. Not changes. Why can I not scroll? I'm sorry, I wanted to scroll to go through the data. We'll look at it raw. Oh yeah, so and you can see it from 2006 to 2016, and you can look at trends this way and describe it. I would probably pick one country or one continent and just focus on that. And of course, a lot of work has been done on this data set already. So please do your research before you get started, because you probably don't want to replicate too much that has been already done. Okay, and then if you're interested, the UK, the United Kingdom, has passed a new law that companies above 250 employees, of more than 250 employees, must submit some basic information on their salary data. And I have included these for, again, intermediate and advanced learners to practice data, exploratory data science. Now, the UK data has also been already analyzed, so please do your research first before you jump in, so that you don't overlap what has already been done, but maybe pick a subset of data that's more interesting and hasn't been deeply explored. Okay, are there any questions? This is it from me. I'm going to put this link now in here so that you can get started. I'm happy to take questions. Who wants to join me now? Siripatana says, building a team. Awesome, I love it. Now, Siripatana, I would say, why don't you go ahead and post in the forum right away. Introduce yourself, answer those basic questions. But actually, first read the description that I'm going to give you. Uzok Chidima, welcome. Are there any questions? In short, we have given you some data to start with if you don't know where to start. However, we're very, very, very interested in your take on the gender gap. And if that's not wide enough, then you are welcome to bring your own topic. Okay? You can bring your own project, you can bring your own topic and find women and others to work with. The benefit to you is that if you do well, we can showcase it and your project can get visibility and of course support. Okay, I'm adding the link to the project brief. Sorry, not the project brief, the repo. If there are no, oh yes. Ramila says, especially regarding gender gap, I have to do some research to pick a topic, Ilona. Awesome, yes. Yes. Doesn't have to be gender gap, we will accept other things. However, this is women by women. And I think that us thinking about these problems deeply will help us to overcome them better. Shalini Santosh, hi Shalini, you're amazing by the way. If the submission format of Jupyter Notebook mandatory for visualization too, I use D3 for data. Oh, I see. I'm having trouble integrating JavaScript with Jupyter. That's a very good question. Okay, so there's two things here. No, it doesn't have to be Jupyter Notebook. It does have to be GitHub. You have to be able to push your code up to GitHub. And then if you have some visualization, please include the URLs in a way that can be displayed in the markdown. So that's a very good question. I will accept it. It's just that you have to use GitHub Classrooms to submit, so it has to be pushed up via Git. Very good. If I have not used D3, but I have used JavaScript kernel inside Jupyter Notebook, and that worked for me. Have you tried that? Maybe that's something to look into. Try it out, but yeah, don't spend too much time. If you have a way that you're able to be productive with, go for it. This is hacking, just enjoy and dive in. Awesome question. Thank you, Shalini. Uzos Chidima. Also, can a single person be in more than one group? Question from YouTube. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it looks like I'm not getting the YouTube questions. Uzos, you're wonderful. No, a single person cannot be in more than one group. I strongly advise against it. If you are a mentor and you want to just advise different groups, or you're a mother of community and you want to unofficially help different groups, that's fine. But for your submission, you have to choose one project and one submission. Okay? Does it answer the question? It's a very good question. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Any other questions? Okay, I'm just adding the button here. And it should be up. So ladies, please refresh. This is fantastic questions. As the questions come in, I will improve and update this detail. Get started now. This is new up here. So if you, yeah, should go to the, let's test it. Yeah, you should end up here. And at the end, you will find the link to the GitHub Classroom. I am Triddle says you seem like a very intriguing, knowledgeable woman. Oh, I am Triddle. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. That's a little too kind. If you're inside of the 1 Million Women to Tech community, you can send me a friend request under Ilona. I believe I'm the only Ilona at the moment, so you can find me. And you can also read a bit more. There is something about me down here in the About section. Yeah. Am I covering that? I'm not showing my... Sorry. So first things first. This is now up on the Gender Gap Datathon. Now the Get Started button is up. I just pushed it up and it will take you to GitHub, to the repository, and here at the very end you can get the classroom link. And then for myself, if you're interested in more, add me as a friend here, and you can also read a bit about me under the About section here. Okay. Questions? Can you post the link Can you post the link to the forum again? Absolutely. And also, just so you know, the forum link is right here in the checklist. Okay, so I would go off, read this whole GitHub section. It's quite, it has a lot of juice in it. I think I made a little mistake because sometimes I say you and sometimes I say we, but because first I started writing out for the mentors and then I was like, oh, this is really good stuff. I want to share it with the learners. So I apologize for that. Copy link address. Yeah, there you go. Why is YouTube not connected? That's so interesting. And by the way, you have to be logged in to access it. So you will need an account. If you don't have an account yet, you can get one in the request invite section. And then once you're logged in, you should have access to the groups here. And actually forums. You can directly go to forums, I believe. Let's go back to the checklist. So this will help you. Awesome. Any other questions? Question from YouTube. Can I use Java as a medium? Very good question. Wow, this is a really awesome question. Yes, you can use Java. Absolutely. It is experimental. We are trying to find mentors for that. It's a little bit unsupported. So if you're using Java, please include really detailed visualizations and descriptions. But we'll accept it. Shannon Valen, yes, I posted. Ramila is Ilona. So for the project, can we choose any kind of domain? Yes. So the idea is that we have both a themed one and an open category. The theme category is gender gap, but we have the open category. I will accept anything because there are so few of us women who are really willing to engage. I mean, normally when I go to hackathons, you know, sometimes it's 10%, 8% women. If I go to a blockchain event, it's 2% women, 1%. Sometimes basically I'm the only one, or maybe one other person. So I just want to encourage participation and cooperation and learning and trying in a low stakes environment. So you can bring any domain. You just have to have the rights to publish about it. Cool. Uzo Chidima, yes. Oh, Uzo, you're awesome. I want to know what sort of ideas will be accepted In the open category, anything that's legal is accepted. Don't copy my name, says hello. Hello, I'm Trudeau. I don't think you can be too kind, but from what I have already gathered as I'm observing this stream, you're a great head on shoulders and a very beautiful mind. Oh, I'm Trudeau, you're so kind. Yes, no, I totally understand. That's very, very nice. Okay. Yeah, we are just experimenting with Twitch. I'm so glad you found us. May I ask what city and country you're in? So on the other channels, we are women from 145 countries right now, about 29,000 women. But we're mostly on YouTube and Facebook as a charity. And I'm just very impressed with Twitch, really. Uzo Chidima, what tools would be used for data visualization projects? Any specific? I don't limit you. If you watch I don't limit you. So if you have skill, like in D3, for example, as we saw, Shalini, for example, has said D3. You can use that. I demonstrated in Jupyter Notebook, Python, NumPy, Matplotlib in the exploratory data analysis class. So you can watch this if you go. I think it's best to go at it from the Winter of Data main page, so which is 1minute-to-tech.com. You don't need the programs. You just go to Winter of Data. And down here, if you go to the courses, gold courses. Well, actually, let's check it because I wanted to leave the first video open for everybody. Oh, but I'm logged in. Let's do it in a not logged in browser to see if you can access it. So I just opened an incognito window. So if you go to 1minute-to-tech.com and then to the Winter of Data, I think this is the first all women Winter of Data. Does anybody know of any other all women event like this? This is, by the way, all of you who decided to donate your photo. And we need a little bit more. This is about 400 and change. If we had about 2,000, then we can have a real photo mosaic, meaning that the logo wouldn't have to be overlaid, but it would be made out of people's images. So if you would like to support the mission, the women's cause, and you enjoy this type of visual beauty, please donate your photo. You can do so in the footer here. Donate your photo. Okay, so if I'm here, go to the Winter of Data. Lots of details here. Orientation webinar is your first point of contact. Okay, let's look at DIY course is fine. Cold onboarding estimation. Exporter data analysis. I'm still talking about answering the question about tools. I see. Okay, you won't find it here, but you should find it on YouTube. YouTube/channel/1minute-to-tech. There's so many things to do. We have the mission update every Friday, and let's look at we're live now, yes. Here it is, Winter of Data Week 1, Day 1. So this one is Exploratory Data Science. If you're interested in what tools to use, you'll see us demonstrate with Python and NumPy. It's also on Facebook, on the Facebook video. I should find it. Facebook.com/1minute-to-tech. This is interesting, actually. I never looked at it from the outside. If you go under videos, oh, we're live. Good. I'm so glad when technology works. You know, as a software engineer, it's always a big joy when something works. Okay. This was the onboarding and kickoff webinar. Oh, is it gonna force me to log in? No. This is now us, all of you. And Do I have to log in for the videos? Live video, not live video. We should have a playlist. Oh, there it is. Winter of Data playlist. Explore data analysis day 1. Here we have 1.9 thousand views. Yeah, it's a bit more than on YouTube. It seems like you are more Facebook oriented. So here you can see how we demoed, and I should put this thing here. This is the answer to the tools question. Uh-oh. There you go. So this is the Facebook link for the tools. And then this is the YouTube. Where's the YouTube link? I feel like we need to clean up a lot of these videos, but it's alright. Step by step. There you go. Thumbs. Can I get a thumbs up if that helps? Sorry, instead of R, I'm all thumbs today. No, it's awesome to have you. I'm Trudeau. So what tools would be used? Yeah, okay, I understand. I responded to this. Can you be the only team member who's registered? Yes, you can. I said that earlier. Teams can be 1 to 4. So if you would like to go solo, that's fine. You can do that. I think it's not very... how do I say that? How do I say this nicely? So we have the core values of the community. If you see it here, we have kindness and truth. So I'd like to say this bit, both kindness and truth. The truth is, absolutely you can go at it by yourself. The truth also is, you can achieve a lot more with a team if they are the right kind of person. It is also true they can hold you down or slow you down. So it's very true. There are, like everything in life, there are positive and negative. There are pros and cons. But when will you have a chance to join something for free where it's in technology, it's all women, it's positive, it prepares you for either entering the job or for getting promoted, growing, challenging yourself in a safe and supportive environment. And we do learn more. We are social beings. We do learn more when we are with others. So yes, is it an effort to find teammates? Absolutely. Honestly, we discover this all the time. The 4 of us who are also volunteers running this, it's just very hard to at large scale to communicate with everybody. But is it worth it? Oh my gosh, yes. So I would encourage you, yes, of course you can do it on your own. But if you see anybody, like all of you who are live right now are clearly very keen and interested. Find each other. Start with Discord. Like all of you are on Discord, I assume, right? And just hop on a chat, introduce yourselves. It's safe, it's nice, and if your levels match and your interests match, just try it together. And to be honest, even if you fail as a team in the sense that maybe you find out that you're missing a skill, or you hate each other, or one person's doing all the work and the others aren't, doesn't matter. You've learned something. You've learned a lot. So I think that you cannot lose anything, and you can gain so much from doing it with others. Good question, though. All right, I think we are way over time. We're 20 minutes over time. I do have a request. Our Twitch channel is new. It needs a lot of love, and especially it needs interaction. Their algorithm is checking all the time. So if you are a Twitch user or no Twitch users, or you can help me learn Twitch, I am going through their onboarding videos. Please, please, please help us. So that's twitch.tv/1minuteintotech. Please give it some love. I believe we need 50 or 75 followers to be considered for the next step. So, if I watch myself, will it be weird? It will. Awesome. I'm sorry, I always enjoy that so much. 2 people watching now, 85 total views. We have 10 followers. Yeah, we need a bit more. Maybe we can put it in the email and let people know. Infinite feedback loop. So please help us get the Twitch going. One of the advantages of Twitch, actually, is that I can put content up that doesn't stay up there, so that I can be a bit more open with all of you, because we're coding a lot of things with the golden VIPers, and maybe Twitch might be a good way to interact with DIYers. You're just looking at my repositories. Okay. Thank you very much. This concludes the end, well, the opening really, of the 2019 Winter of Data Gender Gap Datathon. I'm very much excited to see you on the Discord channel and inside the forums. Please help to get the word out. Don't spam people, but if you know they might be interested in technology, it's for women, it's free, it's fun, let's do it. All right, enjoy, have a lovely day. I will be out of the office most of the day today, so if you need help, Ola and Irina are on the channels because it's a holiday in America. So have a wonderful day.